Wake up with a bang.
Hey, wake up!
Anele and The Club.
On 947.
I'm going to go back to my high school days quickly and remind teachers that around this time, you will find that everyone is well behaved in the school, especially the grade 11s. And you ask yourself, why are the grade 11s so well behaved? Is it because we are nearing exam season and they want to make sure that they go into matric with really good marks?
Yeah, they're getting ready for applications to university.
You know what I'm saying? The grade 6s as well. Best behavior, blazers clean, socks pulled up, shoes clean, walking in a single file, homework done, academics up to scratch. And then I will remind teachers and people in the education department that around this time is when you guys are voting for prefects for the next year. And this is why behavior suddenly finds itself in tip-top shape.
But is that how did it work at your school? How did they choose?
The school voted.
Yeah.
So there was definitely a popular vote, but the teachers also had a hand in it, as to be like, oh, no, we know them, we deal with them. So the school would vote, and then the 40, because there were 40 prefects to us, the 40 people who got the most votes would most likely be the ones who become prefects. And then to give head girl, head boy, deputy, arts, culture, sports, academics, all of that, the prefects themselves vote for that person.
Oh, so they decided themselves, amongst themselves. Who's going to have what portfolio.
Yeah, who's going to lead. But once again, then the exco of the school, not all the teachers, just the heads of departments, then are the ones who have a slight hand in there.
So they can veto it?
Absolutely.
Can they veto who becomes a prefect?
Yes.
Can they really? Is that how it
Well,
works?
you wouldn't know, would you? Because it would be like, who's doing the counting? And then they would just be like, oh, maybe this person shouldn't be there.
With us, I know they could veto, because you remember you had teachers who were quite young, right? Who were like 22, 23, straight out of
fun
varsity.
ones.
The fun ones, yes.
Yeah.
The PE teacher, the Kabeja teacher.
Geography.
And one of them would always slip the results to people.
Oh, yeah, that'd always be, we counted yesterday, guys.
Yeah, so for instance, we knew that the person who got the most votes, there were two of them. One of them was me. Thank you. Thank you.
Popular voter?
Yeah, of course. Call me Donald Trump. And then the other one, he assumed that he would become head boy because he got the most votes. But he did become a prefect, but he just didn't become head boy. But if you are an adult, you could see that he didn't have the admin prowess to become head boy. So great that you're popular, great that the kids listen to you, great. So then you are just a nice weapon to have as a prefect, not as somebody who must lead the prefects.
Oh, this feels familiar. I think they only made me a prefect to neutralize my influence.
They did.
You know, when the guards in prison put you in charge of your section, because otherwise you'll run amok and start a fire.
Well, exactly. How else are they going to get you to keep your blazer on unless you have to tell everybody to put their blazer on?
But apparently, at some of these well-off schools, for want of a better phrase, your parents and the depth of their pockets and how much they may donate to certain school projects can also help you along, especially if you're gunning for those head boy, head girl positions.
I don't want to lie to you, that's age old. There was a running joke with us as well, when my mom was like, I'm not making samis on a Saturday for sport to get you guys to be prefects. Earn it yourself.
You can make the samis.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. And I yes, there is shame in it, but I don't think there should be shame in us speaking about it. Because you were showing us just yesterday there's a school that's got 3 head girls because everybody gave the same amount of money.
I mean, I don't know if that's what happened in that case.
Allegedly.
Let's walk it back. But it is peculiar to see a school with more than one head girl or head boy. And it raises the question of what's changed. Because remember, it used to be such a big thing, like one person. This was your Simba moment. And now, if your parents, and I'm not saying that's what happened with these people, but if your parents are able to nudge the school in a particular direction, then is it still about the children? Is it still fair?
011-8838-947. I think we have many questions this morning. One of them is, do you still call them prefects? Because other schools call them counselors, other schools call them leaders, other schools call them RCL representative, the executives. What name does your school give to the prefects. I don't know what else to call it now.
Yeah, and then because that's interesting for me. Every school has a different way of doing it, and that's what we also want to know. How do you
get there?
How do you get there?
Yeah.
Is there a path?
Yeah.
So, like, do people campaign? Because I see you see in these American movies that they have these campaigns. I'd love that locally. I'd love it.
And then you have a debate in assembly about what are you going to change in the school?
Make it better?
Historical. No, there's none of that. It's mostly counselors now. It's not prefects.
Oh, really?
And then generally the heads of the school, the head boy and head girl, must be in the academic top 10 because the amount of work that those kids have to do, and they're generally starting in like
early
August, now.
Of the year before.
For the year before, because the matrics are done already. They're already getting ready for prelims and finals and stuff. So they're already into their little reign. And generally you want somebody in your academic top 10 because there's so much work that goes into, like the heads of everything. The parents will tell you, the heads of those kids, they are at everything.
Yeah. And then also, as a parent, is it still a thing for your child to be a leader? Is it still a thing for your child to be counselor? Are you still, making sure that you're helping your child put their best foot forward so that they can become head girl and head boy? Like, what does it mean to you for your child to be that? What did it get you? Like, which doors did it open for you?
Well, my child's a counsellor, and somebody said to me that it does make a difference on your application for university, and I don't know if that's true. So if somebody can tell me if it does actually make a difference, I'd be extremely grateful.
I don't know if it makes a difference, but I remember because I was deputy head, tax gave me, I think they sent a letter saying I get 5,000 rands off my...
Okay,
you
no,
got
not
a
that.
little bursary.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah. And then I still didn't go to tax right after high school. I first went to Midrand University. And when I finally moved to tax, it was still valid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear if that's still around.
So I don't know. Maybe tax still has it. I don't know. 084-0000-947. Basically, we just want to find out about the leadership facilities, leadership boards for kids and your schools. Are they still called prefects? Are they counselors? Are they called RCL? How do you get there? And what does it mean?
Yeah, for you as a parent as well. And for them.
Yeah.
Are kids still really keen to be counselors?
Yes. Send us a voice note 084-0000-947.
In my school, it used to be a proper job application.
Wow.
So you had to fill out an entire application with your details on it, saying what your strengths are, weaknesses are, what you plan to contribute towards being a prefect.
My daughter was an academic. She went on to win the Dog Student of the Year, but she was not interested in being a prefect. And, well, I was for her. But she was like, no, Mom.
I'm not in the high school phase yet, but my 4-year-old is definitely the RCL counselor in our house telling us what to do. So it will be interesting to hear what the current setup is now in schools.
Oh, man, I like it. She's training early. Okay, ma'am, you're interested to hear what the current setup in school is. You, on the other hand, are telling us, how does one become a leader in your school? You tell us, your parents can call and tell us. I think the best thing to do now, because we're about to go into pop quiz, send us a voice note, 084-0000-947. We'd love to know the different roads to leadership that you guys have at your schools. Let's hop on over to Pretoria real quickly. Kanya, good morning.
Good morning, Anele. You guys well?
We are great. Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay, that's good. That warms my heart. Tell us, is your child a prefect?
Not yet, but she is steadily heading that way.
Mm-hmm.
She has been a junior city council of Tshwane since grade 10. She's now in grade 11. And elections are around the corner. And we are holding some, preparing speeches, and we are practicing, and we're just gunning for those RCL roles. That's what they call them these days.
Okay, so you say you're on the road to speeches. So do they stand in front of the school and deliver like a manifesto? And then does the school vote? Who counts? Who's the IEC? How do they announce?
So we are a bit upset, my child and I, about the whole election because they are changing it. Because now grade 8, the whole school has got a say, and they are changing the structure. But we are choosing to ignore all of that and just keep the eye on the prize of where we need to give speeches, we will give the best speeches and just do our best.
What worries you about the new structure?
diverting from the traditional grade 12s are the RCL of the school, and that is
There are schools. There are some schools like this where every grade has a representative to the council, so that's not just the matrics or whatever it is.
But do you not find, Akanya, that the grade 12s are still in charge? It's almost like, you're a minister of this, and then everybody else is like a premier of a province and an MEC, and you know what I'm saying?
That is what we are hoping would happen, but it's a brand new structure from next year, so we'll see how it pans out.
Okay, well, good luck to her. And this is going to be very cliche, but she must just literally be who she is, because when the entire excitement and the shine comes off, and trust me, it does come off, you are left with who you are, and that's who you lead as. So she must just win it as herself. Trust me.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Anele. And all the best to my daughter, Akona. And
vote for AK, vote for AK, vote for AK. You may use that. Yes, you can. Sikamo, you are in Santon. Good morning.
Good morning. Vote for AK. Vote for AK. Yes.
Okay.
Vote for AK. Vote for AK. Tell us about your little ones, Kamo. Do you have one?
So I am a teacher. My kids are still pretty small for that, but I'm a teacher at a school in Fenton. It just happens to be a boys' school. But I think as custodians and as adults that are responsible for these young people that are going into these leadership roles, I think it's important for us to firstly protect them and guide them, because there's so much pressure. And we see as teachers that generally this pressure comes from parents. I mean, you would have heard just now from the previous caller, we tend to put a lot of pressure on this kids because perhaps it's what we wanted for ourselves, it's what we wanted for them. But I think for my school, the way we do it, there'll be a boys' vote. And generally by grade 11, boys know who their head boy is, who the prefects, who are the leaders within the house. So they'll vote and they generally know. And they're almost always accurate, whatever they think tends to be the portfolios or the leadership roles that they thought they would be from grade 8. But I think what's important for the teachers is, like I said, we've got a responsibility. We have to guide these young people. We have to train these young people. And more important than anything else, we know them. We know them from grade 8 to grade 11. Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, because you say you're in a boys' school. More often than not, and this is my observation, with boys' schools, it's always leaning towards who's great at sport, right?
Yeah.
Who's great at rugby, who's great at cricket, and all of that. So in a situation where it's a boys' school where we all very much sports charged, especially if the school does well in a specific sport, how does a person who is just an academic and, mildly sport or like full on culture, how does somebody ascend, the ranks to become, a head boy or a deputy head boy?
Absolutely. I mean, Anele, I couldn't agree with you more. I think we are working with a country that is rugby crazy and sports crazy, especially in the boys' school environment. And we are unfortunately fighting like 100-year history of rugby, and how rugby is. And whether I like it or not, the rugby number 10 or the rugby captain is going to be the most popular, and that's
in the school.
Yeah.
It is how it is.
Yeah, so it is how it is. But I think it's important as teachers, again, looking at my school, we had a boy that became a head boy that didn't play rugby, and that broke a bit of a trend that had happened a few years before. That's why I think the executive and the teachers are important, because in spite of that, we can see what we see. But sometimes we are putting a boy forward that's going to be a true representation of the badge in the school. So we need to
that's the focus.
Always balance that. The process will be better by the leadership. Yeah.
All right. So from what we hear from you is that it is still very important to get a leadership position in your school. It kind of does set you up for the rest of your life. But we were also saying that just because you don't become a prefect or a counselor or a RCL, a representative, it doesn't mean that, you're
all is lost.
All is lost, and now for the rest of your life.
No, absolutely not.
That is it for you. But personally, the reason I still like the the role of leaders is humans are goal orientated, right? And every time somebody's got a goal towards, there's a certain discipline that is maintained every single day towards that goal. And when you reach that goal, then you find another one, and then you find another one.
So you strive towards it. Yeah.
And so this is one of the many goals that your child is going to have in their lives. So like Kanya, who's supporting her child, AK, I like the fact that you're standing behind your daughter as you guys are walking towards this thing.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
What drives me absolutely mental are parents who are willing to serve on governing bodies in order for their children to become prefects or RCL members in our case. It sets a dangerous precedent where governing body members are willing to turn a blind eye against absolute atrocities that happen at the school just in order for their kids not to fall out of favor.
We have a Google form that goes around, and you are given a unique code, and it asks you who you would like as a prefect. You can pick up to, I think, 6 boys and 6 girls, and from that they collate everything.
So at my school, the grade 11s votes for the nominations, and then the rest of school votes further on, and then the grade 11s vote again for the head prefects.
Say goodbye now. Back to making your morning.
Anele and The Club.
I love this show. On 947.